to bring us up to speed. Nelson, good morning.
Good morning, Veronica. Good morning, Etoma. And the beautiful Ria. Good morning.
Good morning, Nelson. How are you doing?
Very well. I couldn't be better, you know. Thank you very much. I think I take it off from here now. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Trending Now right here on TVC. My name is Nelson Eta, in for Olamide Odekunle. Let's begin with our first story, which is in Oyo. Operatives of Nigerian Police, Oyo State Command, have rescued 19 young Ghanaians in Kajorekpo area of Akinyele local government area of the state. The suspects, 14 male and 5 females, according to the police, were allegedly lured into Nigeria with false promises of job opportunities, thereby falling prey to a manipulative scheme by unknown perpetrators who exploited them for financial gain. The spokesman of the command, Adewale Osifeso, a chief superintendent of police, said the rescue was carried out on July the 2nd based on credible intelligence related to suspicious activities at the building in the Kajorekpo area of Akinyele local government area. 19 Ghanaians have been rescued from human traffickers in Oyo. Now let's take some tweets on this particular matter here. All right. We move forward to our next story, which is on the vice president who has been seen opening the door for his Brazilian counterpart, Geraldo Alckmin, which has sparked conversations online. The video circulating online captures Nigerian Vice President Kashim Shettima courteously opening a car door for his Brazilian counterpart. The Vice President of Brazil, Geraldo Alckmin, during Alckmin's diplomatic visit to Nigeria, that is in Abuja. Shettima's action has continued to stir conversations and debate online, with some Nigerians arguing that his action was out of courtesy and portrayed him as a humble man. Others, however, opine that it is inappropriate for a vice president to open the door of a car for another vice president, asking the whereabouts of these security men. Okay, let's see what Nigerians were saying about this story on Twitter, which is X actually. Okay, Life Goes On says, opening a car door for another person is generally a gesture of courtesy and politeness, often associated with chivalry or showing respect. Can also be a romantic gesture, particularly when directed towards a romantic interest, conveying thoughtfulness and appreciation. Use your brain. Okay. Atario says, it's a good thing that Shettima did. Nothing wrong with such gestures, please. Opening car door for a fellow vice president of another country is a kind gesture. Now, let me hear what Veronica, Etoma, and Ria is going to say about this. Etoma, would you open the car door for me?
Maybe not you. Maybe another person. But I don't see anything wrong with the Nigerian vice president doing that for his Brazilian counterpart. They spent 3 days of a whole lot of negotiations and those other things that we did not see, you know, after the cameras are put off, you know. So they must have formed some kind of bond, some kind of friendship that warranted Nigerian vice president to do that. For me, I see it as chivalry, and I see it as a good diplomatic move for Nigeria. Kudos to him. That's what I'll say concerning that. And for the Ghanaians that were rescued, I thank God that happened when it did. And 19 of them, you know, being rescued that way is fantastic. And I want to thank the Nigerian police for a job well done, and use the same opportunity to talk to Ghanaians that are watching the program online or on television, that, my dear, you have to do your research before you take a leap.
Absolutely. It's important that you do your due diligence. I know that Ria had mentioned that there is a name they call Nigeria, and how it is that they see Nigeria as that place where they can come and take advantage of opportunities and all of it. As much as you are desperate, you really want to come get something out of here to better your life, which is not bad. You can see Ria. it's important that you also do the needful and not allow people to take advantage of you. Unfortunately, most humans, especially people who do these things, do not have the milk of human kindness flowing in them, and so just feast off your desperation and take advantage of you, making promises that they can never fulfill. I hope that they face the full wrath of the law. As for opening the car door, I think it's just a kind gesture.
Okay, so I'll pick it from opening the car door. I do not think it's a kind gesture coming from the person that opened the door for the person. You know, we speak about being humble. It's good, but there's some certain level that you don't need that again. Where were the aides? Where were the people that were supposed to open the door? And Nelson, you said maybe they had built a relationship, or I think Thomas said that. But at the end of the day, we were not there when they put the relationship. We don't know. All we saw is our vice president opening the car door for another vice president. I don't think it sits well. You know, I think the aides should have just done that. I don't know. You don't call me out, guys. I just think that
there was nothing wrong with his hands. It's the aides, of course, if they are not there and they didn't want them there was nothing wrong with opening the door. I think any human should be able to do that.
Yeah, but it just looks some way coming from our vice president. But anyway, let me move on to the Ghanaian story. And thanks, Veronica, for giving me my accolades. Thank you so much. I love that. You know, I say this to my fellow Ghanaians watching. You don't come to Nigeria when you do not have a master plan. We know that Nigeria is a land of milk and honey, but still, you need to have a master plan. You need to do your research. You need to know what you're coming to do. Because trust me, if you do not know exactly what you want to do, it can be very dicey. It can go good, it can go bad, but mostly it goes bad. And please do not let people lure you on false pretense. If it's a talent you have, know that this is the talent I'm coming for. I had the talent in media. I knew I was coming for media. If you had the talent, like wherever you have the talent, just know that this is precisely what you want to come for.
Yeah, you know, for the car door opening matter, I think it's because it's the position of the person who was involved here, not about the person.
First of all, a human being.
Well, of course, it's a human being. But if the flip scripts or the script flips to the other side, will he have opened the door?
There watching him.
Then the aides should be held to book.
Where his aides there watching him. If the aides were not there watching him, then he can
according from the video, they were there. It's just that the vice president was a step ahead, closer to the car, and so he had to quickly do that.
That's our vice president.
I'm with you on this one. I totally support it.
If he had waited, you see, it's these same Nigerians. If he had waited for the aide to come and open it, they will criticize him. Is it why are you not a human being? What is wrong with your hand? Why didn't you do this?
That is our vice president, please.
I
understand that. Whilst I totally agree, with that, this is the vice president of Nigeria we're talking about here.
That's a
serious position. Who should do that, and they should have done that.
And if he was ahead,
as if he is a private citizen, he can open the door for anybody. But as my vice president, no.
That's a big position.
I think that's a fine place to leave it as we go to our next story this morning. This time around, from Nollywood actress Ruth Kadiri opens up on keeping her marriage private. And she's been pretty good at this. Nollywood actress and producer Ruth Kadiri has expressed speculation surrounding her marriage, saying she is not hiding her husband, but simply choosing to keep their relationship private. Speaking during an interview on Dia Life, or Dia Ife, uploaded on YouTube on Saturday, Kadiri said the decision to maintain a low profile was mutual between her and her husband, and it influenced their choice to hold a small wedding with only 50 guests. The Edo-born actress, who tied the knot in a private ceremony in 2019, described the decision as the best she has ever made, and she says it has allowed her to stay grounded, protect her relationship from external influence, and avoid unnecessary attention. Now, to another story, but before then, let's quickly take a tweet on this matter. About Vibes is saying, and that's how you move when your peace is more valuable than public validation. Ruth Kadiri didn't marry the internet. I agree. So she owes it nothing. So soft life, reels, no performative love, just peace, privacy, and happy homes. Some of y'all should take notes instead of counting likes. Great thought right there, my brother. Small but mighty, don't I love that? Says Ruth Kadiri has every right to keep her marriage private, but saying she doesn't want drama sounds a bit self-righteous. Okay, that's to you, man. Privacy is a choice, not a badge of superiority. People can be public about their relationships and still be happy. Yeah, probably. And final tweet on this matter, which is coming from Sir Philip. Smart move by Ruth Kaderi. Keeping things private reduces unnecessary drama and lets the relationship grow on its own terms. I couldn't absolutely agree less. But let's cross the shores now to the United States, where President Donald Trump has slammed former ally Elon Musk's launching of a new political party as ridiculous, deepening the Republicans' feud with a man who was once his biggest backer. The world's richest man was almost inseparable from Trump as he inherited to the cost-cutting Department of Government efficiency, that's DOGE, but they fell out hard over the president's big, beautiful tax and spending mega bill. I think it's ridiculous to start a third party, said Trump, speaking on reporters on Sunday before boarding Air Force One. It's always been a two-party system, and I think starting a third party just adds to the confusion. After teasing the idea for weeks, Musk posted on X over the weekend that he set up the American party to challenge Republican and Democratic parties.
I think it's ridiculous to start a third party. We have a tremendous success with the Republican Party. The Democrats have lost their way, but it's always been a two-party system. And I think starting a third party just adds to confusion. It really seems to have been developed for two parties. Third parties have never worked. So he can have fun with it, but I think it's ridiculous.
Indeed, when two elephant fights, we always say that the grass is suffer. Let's see some tweets on this matter right here. Sarah Independent is saying it's ridiculous, but it is a clear statement of how rudderless we as citizens are. Perhaps Trump could be less of an offended giant ego and learn how to listen. Okay. And same from Sarah again. I think that will be all on our tweet. But can I ask you if you have anything you'd like us to have and see? Okay, there's something else here from Sikani. Is a tension brewing between two powerful figures again when politicians meet business egos and interests collide fast? Absolutely so. But Etoma, Ria, and Veronica, is a third party in the United States a good option at the moment, Etoma?
The coalition.
Right.
Let's put it. But a third party in the United States, it sounds a little bit strange. It has been just the Democrats and the Republicans for so long, you know, so thinking of a third party is a little bit strange. But there's nothing in the American Constitution that says you cannot float a third party. So for Trump saying that the confusion will be much, hey, should come to Nigeria, we have 112 asking for registration, you know, and yet we still sail through the campaigns and sail through the voting period. It's just two big boys, you know, fighting, you know. Musk didn't like the idea that people like him will have to pay more taxes, you know, and Donald is saying American first. However, that's their fight. We'll see how the thing pans out. And for Ruth Kaderi, man, you're a sensible woman. You know, she has a very loud career, you know. She's in everybody's face. My husband shouldn't be in everybody's face. That's my business, and that's a sound decision she took. I love that.
She has a loud career, and so everything about her life is everybody's business.
Exactly.
That's what happens when you decide to be in the media space. And so a lot of persons feel that, oh, if she's not showing her husband, it's because there are hidden things around him. Maybe, as they often say, there is a relationship brouhaha somewhere, and she came in, and so it's possible that that's why she's hiding him and all of it. Her decision, her marriage, I like the fact that she decided to choose 50 people. I wish I could have been able to do that when I was doing mine, because I really just wanted a handful of persons for my wedding, but that didn't happen. Anyway, I wish her and her marriage all the best. I hope she can sustain this, because there are people who dig deeper, especially with this interview, to find him out and put his picture on social media. There are those who have done it before and they did not succeed. But I wish you the best too. I really wish you the very best. Talking about Trump and his friend Elon Musk, in America, there are other perhaps silent parties that are not popular, but we just have two major parties. That's the Democrats and the Republican. And if Elon Musk, because of how popular he is, now decides to float another party, it's not necessarily a third force. It's just because he is popular and he wants to push against Donald Trump and what he thinks Donald Trump is not doing right. It's in his right. He can do that. I am hoping to see what he'll be able to achieve at the end of the day. If he'll be able to pull his weight, garner the support, build the structures, get the numbers, and perhaps he'll be gunning for the presidency someday soon. So let's wait and see. Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed indeed. Their friendship has always made me know that something bad will happen. I did not know what it was, but I just knew that these two people as friends will not end well. We are still talking about, the Dele Mamudu fighter Wiki, and now we have this one again. These are two best friends. At the end of the day, look at what is happening with them. It's really sad to see that how close they were. They could not get to this point, and that's always been my fear with friendship, Nelson. Sometimes I don't make friends because I think about how it will end. And I'm like, no, I don't want this. But for me, I was expecting this fight between the both of them because their closeness was just too much, and the both of them have ego. Donald Trump has a lot of ego. Elon has a lot of ego as well. So two friends with that kind of heavy ego, it cannot work well. I think that Elon allegedly may want to contest for president, but we can only wait to see how that goes. But it's definitely going to be a very funny one. I can't wait for those times. Let me move over to Ruth Kadri. I love her. I love her movies. She's done amazingly well, with her YouTube and all of that. But for me, I think it's a personal thing. I don't like the fact that when somebody tries to keep their marriage private, then we say that person is mature. No, it's a personal thing. Like, people have personal reasons. For me, I'd like to keep my man. Nobody should know him. It's personal. It doesn't mean because I'm more matured. People say what people don't know they can spoil, but I don't believe in that, because I know that when God puts his hand in something, no human being can destroy it. So that is what she wants to do. That's good for her. I wish her all the best. I love her movies. She's an amazing person, and I hope people don't go digging. But I'm of the school of thought is, if whether you post your man or not, what God has put together, no man can put asunder.
Well, you can decide to put it asunder.
I'm not the devil.
There's something Ruth said.
No, I'm not
said,
saying you. It depends on the individuals. If they decide they want to go their separate ways,
they can put it asunder.
Of course, it is left to them.
And one of the reasons she gave for wanting her relationship private is that she wants to protect her relationship. Taking your relationship to the open, especially if you are a celebrity, it's that thing can kill a very good marriage.
Really?
You think so?
Yeah, I'm telling you, there will be so many interferences here and there. And then I saw this on Twitter. I saw that on this.
I agree.
Okay.
I don't agree as well.
Because the home is yours.
Yeah.
What kind of communication do you both have? It means there's no transparency. It means that you both are not being true to each other. It means that there's the matter of low self-esteem, where the other one is also now suspicious of the activities of the other person. It means that you are not telling the person every of your move and the things that you're getting yourself involved with. That people are talking, that shouldn't. It should rather strengthen your relationship as against breaking it down. So I'm wondering.
Etoma, let me just come in there
Veronica,
quickly.
right?
Let me come in.
That's how you handle a situation like that.
Let me come in quickly, Etoma. We've seen marriages that they've put their marriages on social media and it's doing really well. I hate it when people like to do the blame games or the marriage crash. Or it's because people know about it. It's not because people know about it. It's because you could not hold your home. When you hold your home and you hold the center, it's very difficult for the voices of people to destroy your marriage. Let's call a spade a spade.
It's left to the both of you, really. If you both know what your intentions are towards one another and that you want to ensure that your marriage works, you put in the work to make it work at the end of the day. So whether people talk or they do not talk, whatever happens, we definitely have to make it work.
My father, a very wise man, told me, never argue with a woman. So you guys win.
I will take it.
I couldn't agree less. But you see, if this Trump matter and Musk, it's not a bad idea if Musk wants to pull another party, because we know clearly what the ideology of the Republican Party is. We also know what the Democratic Party as well is. If a new party is coming up with a distinct ideology of itself, maybe Americans would want to, you know, toe that line as well. Probably they're tired of either of the two prominent ones. Maybe somebody else comes in on board. So, I agree with you. It's a third force building here, if it even sees the light of day. You know, so there's nothing wrong with that. It's
as it
for me.
stands, it doesn't seem like Donald Trump would want it to see the light of
Oh, of course.
Yes, Americans are tired. When you hear their commentary on certain issues, you know that they are looking for alternative. But can they find that alternative in Elon Musk?
I don't think
and
so.
what he wants to build? What are his ideals? What would he be pushing? Because he and Donald Trump are seemingly similar. They do not necessarily look different. And so perhaps that's why the boat couldn't hold both of them. And so they had to ensure that they go separate ways. And so if Elon Musk is saying, this is what I'm trying to build, this is what I want to do for America, would Americans support him? Wouldn't they see him as, oh, he's an offshoot of Donald Trump, and so we are not believing and trusting you? So perhaps it might see, but I'm not sure it would.
And you know, Veronica, it should just be from frying pan to fire, because these people are very much alike. So imagine not voting for Donald Trump and going to vote for Elon. Man, you are in some deep soup.
For me, I'll say, hey, grab your popcorn. The movie is about to start.
Honestly.
But Americans need to get involved in whatever it is that is going on. Democracy is about the people. And not just about two persons who feel that they can wield their influence and power to just drag the people in whatever direction they feel like. So at the end of the day, Americans should speak. But thank you, Nelson.
I wish I could take Ria on how many persons she wants in her wedding. But you know, time's up.
She can tell you. She can tell you.
I want the whole world, the very big wedding.
Anyways, we'll have to wrap up the program here now. But let you know that the views and reaction of all our resource persons are theirs and have no connection with TVC News. Up next is Your View with the ladies, and afterwards this morning with Yori Folarin. Stay safe. Bye.
Bye-bye.